Doom Eternal is one hell of a blast, and yes, pun intended. As a big fan of the 2000 release of id Software's Doom, I eagerly awaited the release of this game for quite some time, and one thing that I can say for sure is that it does not disappoint. The graphics are phenomenal, and the backdrops and scenery are some of the best I've seen in a video game to date. Whereas Doom 2016 took place on Mars, Doom Eternal takes place on Earth during the heart of a demonic invasion. Throughout much of the game's 13 missions, your goal will be to track down beings known as Hell Priests to slow and ultimately stop the invasion of Earth, all while annihilating legions of demons that stand between you and your goal. Doom 2016 already had a vast array of demons for you to battle against, but Doom Eternal boosts that number by quite a bit, with each new demon bringing something new to the table. Some can provide energy shields for their fellow demons, while others can actually continuously summon even more demons from the great beyond to attack you. One of the newer features I don't recall being in Doom 2016 but is in Doom Eternal is the fact that oftentimes demons and possessed soldiers will attack each other, hating one another just as much as they hate you. If you choose, you can sit back and let them destroy each other, but let's be realistic here. What's the fun in that? I mean, we're talking about Doom here. Perhaps one of the most iconic FPS franchises of all time. The chainsaw is far more useful in this game in my opinion, and you'll need it too, as you'll find yourself being drained of ammunition rather quickly given the sheer number of demons that you fight in a majority of these encounters. Glory kills will also help you keep your health above zero, well, at least normally, while chainsaw kills will give you ammo aplenty. And of course, you'll be using a large variety of weapons to tackle these demons, weapons that you can upgrade throughout the various missions via mods. For example, you can upgrade your shotgun to have either sticky bombs, or you can choose to have it fire with full automatic ammo. Though one of my personal favorite mods has to be the micro missiles for the auto rifle, or should I say, the heavy cannon. And you'll experience all of this while the game's bombastic soundtrack is rocking you senseless. Let's take a moment just to appreciate the soundtrack blasting in the background during one of these intense combat scenarios. So, with all that being said, there are still a couple of drawbacks to the game itself. Not everything is perfect, right? While the game in most ways seems to be bigger and better than its 2016 counterpart, there are still at least a couple of things worth pointing out that could either be improved upon or is just an issue with the game's design in and of itself. For one, there's no option, at least not yet, for a custom mission builder. This is one of those items that gave me so much interest in Doom 2016 and so much replay value. To this day, I am still immensely impressed by some of the creative things that the Doom community has managed to come up with, and it never gets old. Especially with the addition of so many new demons, it would have been really nice to have this option in the game. Even if it might be planned for future DLC, which it might, I don't know, it still would have been nice to have this at launch. The next thing that I want to talk about is the combat itself. Is it exhilarating? Absolutely. But the constant heart-pounding adrenaline rush can also be exhausting. This really isn't a complaint so much as it is an observation. With games like Halo and even the last Call of Duty game, I have no trouble sitting through and playing the entire campaign in 1 or 2 sittings. But with Doom Eternal, I found that as much fun as the combat is, I definitely need to take a break every 90 minutes to 2 hours. Maybe it's because I'm starting to get old, but there's rarely a down point in any mission that allows you to gather yourself and cool down before your next intense encounter. I'm genuinely curious to know if anyone else feels this way about the game's overall combat scenarios and mission layout. Because the missions themselves are also larger than life, which is certainly a net positive for any first-person shooter. But because there is always so much going on, I find myself playing in segments rather than extended playthroughs. But again, that might just be me. And as I stated before, that really isn't a complaint so much as it is an observation. All that being said, I've been having an absolute blast with this game. The multiplayer is okay, but the campaign definitely seems to be Doom Eternal's major strength, as was the case with the 2016 iteration. It's especially fun going back through earlier missions once you've received all your weapons and upgrades, unlock some of the more badass cheat codes that you can find hidden throughout the campaign, and just lay waste to everything in front of you. And for that, I'll say that Doom Eternal is definitely worth buying and definitely worth playing at full price. So, Doom Eternal, have you played it yet? If so, what's your take on the game? How do you feel about it compared to Doom 2016? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and I'd like to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy day to sit down and watch this video. I do hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, I hope you'll consider subscribing for more great content right here on the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful week. I'll catch you all right back here next time, and as always, I'm the Tyrant, signing off.